Hey boo hey, just giving an update. Past 3:30 in the morning, and no, I will not be going home today. So yesterday, Saturday, I'm still up though. It was real fucked up. I had to report a nurse. Dig this here, sugar. So yesterday I had a nurse. We'll call this nurse. Let me look for something. I don't know. We're gonna call him George. All right, George. So George is from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. my nurse. He comes in. It's my first time having him as a nurse. He comes in, introduces himself, whatever, cool. And anyone who knows how I am, anyone can just start sparking up conversation with me, because the moment you meet me, I'm cool like that right there. And so he, was cool. When I met him, when he came in for the first time, I was watching Pulp Fiction. Now, it was in the morning, so mind you, a lot of people were coming in, taking my vitals, giving me a blood transfusion, taking blood from me, giving blood, taking blood, all of that, right? And so he came in, he's the nurse, so he's, flushing out my IVs and, just, checking on my heart and listening and whatnot, right? All right. So meanwhile, he's watching the TV too. And I don't mind it, because a lot of people have came in and they just, Pulp Fiction, come on now, it's Pulp Fiction. So I ain't hold him for that. So, but the thing was, my first time meeting him, he stayed in my room for like 15 minutes. 15 minutes, that was no reason to. He lingered with the door closed. He was not checking me or anything of that nature, but the door was closed. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Maybe you just know I like my privacy. But he's continuing to talk to me. I'm trying to chillax. I just woke up. I'm not trying to be into all that. I'm not a morning person. But he stayed in my room for 15 minutes. And, okay. So that was that. He comes back again to check on me. All right? Not to do rounds, to check on me. Like, all right. And he comes in and stays for another 15 minutes. This time, he tells me his whole entire life story. I learn about his mama. I learn about his brother and his other brother, and how he got, he the only son who's got a different daddy. Whatever that means. And he used to have a girlfriend, and he moved back home with mom because the house was in the girlfriend's name. I'm like, okay. And mind you, he also made a big deal about my name. I was like, oh, I love that name. That's one of my favorite. All right, cool. George comes back a third time. And this time, another 15 minutes. He comes to give me my medication, so he had a reason to come in. He always has reason to come. But mind you, the times that he left before were only because he got a call and he had to leave the room. All right? Note that. He probably would have stayed longer had he not got calls. So, at this point, I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable, because the third time he came in, I'm sitting in the chair. I am deep in Tisa Tales. It's the Diddy trial. I am in it. I'm not thinking about a white man over here who just gave me my pills. Thank you, George. Go do another room. But no, he wants to talk. He wants to talk about a dog. He wants to talk about his mom some more. He wants to talk about getting beers with his buddies and all of this stuff. And I'm like, what is happening here? And so, at that point, I'm like, you know what? I don't like this. Because anyone can tell you, especially Freddie. Shout out to Freddie. When we at work, we find, well, I do, Freddie don't. I find ways to get up out of the chair and go somewhere because people always want to come and talk to us at the front desk. We don't even like these people, but they always want to come and talk to us at the front desk. Anywho, so with that being said, at the end of the night, some new girls come in. They're taking over from the other girls that were there. And now, is gone. George is gone. So they asked, have you met, what you think of George or something? I'm like, it's funny they would ask that. But I was like, oh, he's quite a character. And I kept it light and funky, chill, whatever. And so it was like, yeah, that's one way to put it. And then I was like, yeah, I learned his whole life story. And then it was like, you tell you about his mom? I was like, yep, I met mom. I met the brothers. I met the dog. I met the best friend. I met the girlfriend. It was like, oh, you met everybody, huh? Like, yeah, I did. And I think they were trying to cover up for him a little bit or, help him out. He was like, oh, well, he's so sweet. He means well. He's like the Papa Bear of the floor. He's very protective of us. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, I can see that then. If he's coming from that perspective, I can get that. But mind you, them girls is younger. I don't know how old or young they thought I was. But no, that don't apply to me. So the day is over and I'm not thinking about it. Because I have not gotten... it has been yet that I have gotten the same nurse 2 days in a row, all right? So, I go to sleep. Guess who wakes me up? George. And I'm pissed because he better not even talk to me because I'm waking up out of my sleep this time, out of the whole night. And he was really trying to start a conversation. He really was trying to start another conversation with me while I'm trying to sleep. So I put my... Until I guess he got the hint. Maybe he got another phone call. I don't know. I was done with it. So I had, last night before all of that, I told my sister, I told my mom, I told my daddy, I told everybody who would listen. I did. And so this morning when I saw him, I was like, God damn it, what the fuck? And so he leaves. And then he comes back. And he comes back with pills again. And again, he didn't stay long this time. Because other girls came in and they needed to do things with me. They came to draw my blood. They have been killing me with this. I have nothing left to give. But I was so happy when I saw them. I was elated. So my daddy comes because I had to have the procedure this morning, right? So my daddy comes, and while my daddy's here, he comes in. Just checking on you, seeing what you need. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need anything. I asked him to take the commode out the room finally. Because I ain't used the commode since the first day I was here when I was shit out of my mind and had nothing going on. So he took that out the room. And that's when I told my dad, I was like, that's him. That's homeboy. So now it's time for me to go to my procedure, y'all. And this is it. Today took the cake. So now it's time to go to my procedure. I go to my procedure. I come back from my procedure. I look at the time. My procedure should have been done like maybe an hour and a half earlier. I should have been back up to my room. Should have been waking up all of that earlier. I should have been up. But I ain't saying nothing. Like, okay, whatever. Because I'm still kind of groggy. I'm still getting out of it. Coming out the anesthesia. And my dad informs me that my mom had him change nurses. Had my dad go to whoever and get them to change my nurse. All right? So at this time, I'm like, well, why did he do that? Why did she do that? I was like, now I feel bad. I was like, I know I was talking shit about him yesterday, but the girl said that he's like a father figure type, so I'm trying to give him a chance. You know me, little old me. And so then my dad started telling me some wild shit. He's like, so, I let everybody know, and everybody's praying for you. I called and uncle, cool, whatever, let them know about the mass. I'm like, what? He said, about your mass. I'm like, what mass? He said, your mass. What did you talk? Your mass. He's confused because he's like, yo mass, yo shit, yo, you know. I'm like, Daddy, what the fuck? I didn't say that because my daddy's a Christian. I was like, what is she talking about? He was like, well, your nurse said that, you know, your mom called up here and asked what was going on, and your nurse told her that, you know, you had a headache. I was like, how do you know I had a headache? The man knew I had a headache from waking up out of anesthesia. How the fuck did he know that? Anyway, so yeah, my daddy's like, yeah, he told your mom all this. Like, what mass do I have? He was like, didn't you talk to her? I was like, I haven't talked to anybody. And so he was like, oh, well, your mom's on her way, such and such. I was like, okay, whatever, cool. So I'm chilling. So when my mom get here, no, I didn't even wait for mom. My nurse came in to get my vitals and check me and all that stuff. And I'm like, what's going on? Because why? Yeah, my new nurse came in. My new nurse came in to introduce herself. Because she was like, hi, I'll be taking over for George for the rest of the remainder of the shift. And I was like, hi. I'm like, does anyone know what's going on with me? Because I don't. I just heard that I have a mass and I have to have an MRI and a biopsy and all of this stuff. Like, what is happening? I don't know anything going on right now. What mass did you find? So I am tripping at this moment. Y'all gotta understand, I had cancer before. I don't had 2 cancer scares after that before. I don't play. And my mama don't play either. So my new nurse had to flag down the doctor, had them come talk to me because of this situation. Meanwhile, he's telling me that it's just polyps, but still, you know, we don't know what it is or what's really going on. So we're going to have to give you a biopsy and we're going to have to do an MRI. I'm like, a biopsy and an MRI? Whatever. Because at this point, no one knows what the fuck is wrong with me. I'm still not fixed. And so at the end of that, come and find out, you know, I'm not a nurse, so I never took no code of conduct, whatever that stuff's called. But there is no reason that the nurse should be telling any surgery information to anyone. That's out of their field. They're supposed to stay in their lane while the surgeons stay in their lane. The new nurse that came in let me know very clear that is the clear-cut case. And she said, and she was like, I'm sorry that this happened to you. This is crazy. This is wild. Now I'm upset. And so she went and reported them for me. So I don't even know what's about to happen, but I am pissed. Because when he went and told my daddy that I had a mass, my daddy went and told the whole family. And now everyone's just in distress and everything. And I'm getting calls and texts and prayers and I don't even know what for. So yeah, George, the nurse, had me thinking that I had a mass in my fucking body for a good hour. And my whole entire family on my daddy's side. Crazy, right? Crazy. The thing was, how did this man know I had a headache? He was stalking me, y'all. I'm sorry. There's no other way I can say. I don't know. I know I ain't the shit or whatever. But I know it was stalking when I see it stalking. And I was stalking. He shouldn't have been coming in my room like that, leaning up against the wall, trying to be cool. One time he brung me ice Why does this motherfucker come in here singing Ice Ice Baby? And why he bring up Milli Vanilli? You cannot make this shit up. I cannot wait to get out of this goddamn hospital. I have gone through way too much in here, y'all. Y'all don't even know. I'm about to lose it. I'm about to lose it. I ain't had a hit since Saturday night. Last Saturday night. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. But I just want to share that. That's story time. And what's going on. And what's good. But yeah. Had to report a nurse. Like, what are we doing? Had to report a nurse. It's just too much. It's just too much. And my mama called and she's like, he like black girls. I know he do. For some reason, I know he like black girls. So I'm trying to figure out, what was you doing, dude? Was you all up in my information? And I'm so happy it never got to a point where he had to do the EKG things, because he would have been able to take my clothes off and see my body. Do y'all know how uncomfortable that would have been? Not for him to see my body, for me to have to say, hell no, I'm not letting you go get somebody else. Because that's what would have happened. He would have never. I don't care how fucked up it is. You shouldn't want to see it anyway. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to try to get some sleep, because about a couple of hours ago, I was informed that I have to take a whole bunch of more disgusting gelatinous muck of drink before I can have an MRI. I ain't got to drink the whole gallon. It's not a gallon. It's a little less than a gallon. Well, I don't know. I got like 3-4 of these. So almost, just about close. And I have to take all that before I can get my MRI. So, and mind you, I don't know if they stopped the internal bleeding or yet, because by the time the doctor came to me, I'm worried about a mass and not the bleeding. So I don't know what's going on. I really, really don't. All I know is I have had it. I'm done being the medical experiment for the year. I need to get back to life. I need it. And I need to take my ass to sleep so I can wake up and drink all of this nasty ass shit for an MRI. And what makes me so mad is this MRI better prove whatever it needs to. Because when I had to drink all that gelatinous muck, bowel prep they call it, for the colonoscopy, knowing that the colonoscopy didn't even need to be done, because it didn't even go that way to get to where they needed to get to. So yeah, that was a waste of my time. My time is wasted. My veins are done. I can barely. This hand don't even feel right anymore. It don't. I have lost my mind. I am at my wits. I have cried more than I can even think of. I cried before I got on here. And I'm going to cry some more when I get off. I'm trying to keep it cute for y'all. But this is not cute. My life is not cute. Everyone sees me smiling, hee ha ha, having a good time. But y'all, my days are dark. Y'all don't know the shit that I deal with when I go home. The shit that I gotta deal with just to get up out the bed and come into work every day. It's hard. But I try to do it with a smile on my face, because nobody really give a fuck. So, with that being said, good night.